Hi everyone, my name is Dana. I'm a nurse practitioner. Don't mind my dog. My dog is really thirsty right now. I'm a nurse practitioner, and this is part 2 of how I found my free and not so free preceptors for nurse practitioner school. So I'm just gonna get right into it. The first thing that I did was look through my affiliations. I was already certified with the student Nurse Association, the AANP, so I was looking for any nursing affiliations that might help me get free preceptors. Okay. This is just one thing that I wanted to add about the preceptors. So there are these websites that you pay. I don't want to list them. I'm sure you'll find them. You're looking for preceptors. There are all these websites that say, join us, discount here. And it's thousands of dollars. Like, I just feel like it's too much money to be on a list. And I did not go through with it. So although I cannot vouch for how effective it is, I do know one person, and this is one word of mouth person for someone who went on there and they still were not able to find her preceptors, and she paid $1,500. So I don't know I think it's a monthly subscription maybe. And they just have a list of people that got on the website. But something that I found interesting is that you can see job postings for these websites that help you find preceptors, looking for those preceptors, and you see how much they pay them per month. So if they're paying $2,000 a month, which is the postings that I've seen, $2,000 a month for someone to be on their websites for students, like women's health practitioners I've seen, primary nurse practitioners I've seen, they're paying $2,000 a month, and this is a website service. And why can they afford that? Because they're charging one student $1,500 a month just to look at these names. So that's just something to think about. If you're really, really desperate, every other thing that you've done, networking, friends and family, your job, school affiliations, doing the footwork, if none of that works and you really, really have to, I hope that that's another resource that's available to you. I just wanted to mention because I know it's one of the top things that comes up when you're looking for these preceptors. But I'll move on from that. I hope no one has to, but that is a service that's out there, those lists or those website hubs where you can pay thousands of dollars to hopefully find all the preceptors that you need. And I also went to Facebook, and this one I'm actually gonna get a screen record and show you how I searched for free preceptors based on what people already said. So it's very simple. All I did is if you don't have a Facebook, it's worth making one just for some of the Facebook groups for networking. And I talked a lot about networking in my other video for people who are not familiar, but anyhow, went on Facebook and search specific terms. Like I made sure to search my city, my state, students, and preceptors, depending on what type of discipline that you're in, MP, PA, MD, medical, or specific ones. So I was able to look through, years of people posting publicly on Facebook, and I was able to get that information, like this doctor so-and-so at this clinic, or this nurse practitioner at this clinic. It gives you like a place to start. So that is one thing that you can do. And Facebook was very helpful for me. I found 2 out of the 5 preceptors from going on Facebook and just searching. Okay, so I did a 15-mile radius of where I live, and I literally just called the offices of the primary, the pediatric, the geriatric, the nursing homes. I feel like nursing homes are kind of slept on. You could find a nurse practitioner, a PA, or a medical doctor that will precept you there, but you're very comfortable asking. And that's what that whole networking thing is. You're really gonna have to put yourself out there. You want to be pleasantly aggressive, big smile on your face. It always helps if you bring something. So I'll get into the next thing of how I got a few more free preceptors. So after I spoke to the office managers at these places, they said, yes, we accept, but you'll have to see if this person will precept you, if they have the time, if they have the thing. So that's another thing. Starting early is good because sometimes they do take students. And if they take free students, they are probably booked. So even catching them a year in advance or settling in your time is always a good idea to do when you're looking for those preceptors, right? So after I did that, I would show up. And there was a window, and I consider this the golden window to bug an office. There's never a good time. Most offices are always busy, but Monday was never a good day. I don't care what time on Monday. I feel like even in a hospital, Mondays are the days that everyone wants to do their appointments. So I avoided Mondays, but I mean, if you have to go on Monday, it's a Monday, especially if, maybe you know that office, maybe you know how that office works, or maybe they're not that busy. But I did not go on Mondays, and I always went between 2 and 5 p.m. So those few hours, usually the nurse practitioner, the PA, the MD, they're probably catching up. They've probably had their lunch already. They might be a little bit more receptive to someone coming in there so nicely asking for a favor. And it always, always helps if you come with treats. So something that I did, also gonna post this, I would go to Publix. So Publix has platters, Publix has cakes, and I have not met anyone that does not like Publix cakes. Maybe you don't, but I have not found one person in an office, in a hospital, anywhere that does not like Publix bakery. And I always brought a gluten-free vegan option. It's had an option, but it was usually sweets. Especially, and if I ever went to an office on like a Tuesday or Wednesday early, because sometimes like my schedule, I'm still working full time, I was like, okay, coffee and sweets, and the non-dairy or vegetarian, gluten-free, vegan option. It shows that you're, hey, I'm considerate. I brought something for everyone at the office. I'm coming with something to grab your attention. And here's my resume, and I really need just these few hours. Could you help me? So please help me get these hours. So that was something that I did when I had to go walking. I walked into these offices, and you should too, because you want them to see you. And if you're like a naturally, I don't even want to say extroverted, but if it's easy for you to talk to people, I do think you'll get farther. I definitely got way more people than I anticipated that agreed. Some of them, unfortunately, that I really like, they did not have the availability. They were like, oh yeah, I have some time next year. And I'm like, ooh, next year? I don't have time next year. Hopefully I'm graduating if I get all of my hours. But that's something you're really gonna have to work on. And one thing I did not want to do was pay. I'm someone who, used online degree to save some money. So of course I'm trying to save as much money as possible. But I also realized in the climate that I am, where it's so competitive, where everyone is trying to get their hours, where since COVID happened, I feel like there's less of a, I don't want to say less friendly, but it's a little bit more difficult to just walk up into an office asking for things. Everyone's like, do you have an appointment? What do you want? It's just a different climate, I feel like. So even if you're a student, so these are just some of the tools that I used, to get those preceptors, whether paid or unpaid, but I got several free ones that definitely got me to where I needed. And the last thing, like, let's just say you got your preceptors, right? And maybe you need a few more. So the best thing that I did was ask those people that are other students. So I've worked with a lot of students. I worked with nurse practitioner, PA, MD students. And I was like, hey, by the way, do you have a women's health nurse practitioner I can speak to? Or are you with this school? Do you know someone who's still accepting students? And if I do have to pay, how much do I have to pay? So that's just an idea. And I hope this is so helpful to you guys, because it was definitely a learning curve for me. I did not know it was going to be that difficult, but it is very possible. It's very possible. You can do it. And just think, even if you do have to pay, it's a lot cheaper than what everybody else paid. That's all that I have to say. Like, I think at the end of the day, I didn't spend an additional $30,000. And I hope this video was so helpful to you guys. I hope you found free preceptors. If you do find it using anything that I mentioned, I would really appreciate you guys just letting me know. But I hope you have a good one.